Go ahead and get started. Thanks for taking the time today. My name is David Riggins. I'm the Director of Business Development with Cloud9. And the topic today, how to get back your 40-hour work week with cloud computing, how to do business faster, how cloud computing with improved security, so your data is protected and automatically saved, collaboration with clients and colleagues, mobility and a customized solution, your custom desktop applications, not just generic software, for example, for your company and your clients and even their customers can free up time to focus on what you should be spending your time on versus fixing computer problems, doing software updates, and other IT tasks that take you away from your core business. Now I have about 20 slides. There will also be 3 polling questions that will seek to get your input and keep this interactive. And a presentation should not last more than 30 minutes. If you have any questions, feel free to input those on the GoToWebinar chat, and I'll do my best to answer those throughout the presentation. And I'll take a few minutes at the end to answer any questions that I missed. And also, I'll be sending out the slides at the end of the presentation. So a little bit about Cloud9 before I get going here. U.S.-based with headquarters in San Diego, California. We're licensed by Intuit as a commercial host in the U.S. and Canada. We're also an accredited managed service provider. So what that means, as an accredited MSP, we provide soup to nuts solutions. So we build a custom virtual server for you or provide you with a sort of a cookie cutter solution with QuickBooks or some other applications. And we fully manage them. So we install the software, we install updates, and of course we manage all the infrastructure. So that includes all the OS updates for the servers, any software that's required for the infrastructure, and then all the back-end infrastructure, and then all the support. So if you need any help with adding users, adding applications, anything like that, we're actually going to do that for you. So we're, in some sense, you're outsourced IT and all of your infrastructure for the software delivery. We have SOC 2 SSAE 16 certified data centers, which replaced SAS 70, which was known a few years ago. Reader's Choice Award for Best ASP Hosting Provider by CPA Practice Advisor Magazine, and a few other awards like the Sleater Awesome App Award. Doug Sleater gives that out every year. We've won that a few times. K2 Enterprise Technology Award. And we've been doing this for quite a while, since 2000. If you want more information and white papers, you can go to our website at cloud9realtime.com. So let's go into this right away. So how big is the cloud today? Clearly, it's become massive in terms of number of users, total dollar value, well over 240 billion today, and growing exponentially, and over 1.3 billion users. And if you notice the statistics on here, specifically U.S., if you look under top countries using the cloud, U.S. at number 3, you see Japan, Australia above U.S., and other first world nations below the U.S. But you notice that China and India aren't even on this list, with populations combined over 2 million. And they haven't yet embraced the cloud. So imagine when they start using cloud technology as much as the rest of the world and many of the European countries, and how fast the cloud is going to grow, like it has over the last few years. It's clearly becoming more a known commodity, as well as more important to the overall economy of the world. So what makes up the cloud? What infrastructure? What does it require to make it work? And it is a massive infrastructure of redundant hardware switches and data routers, software applications, servers that run the software and do the heavy lifting, and even data storage. Right? Excuse me, I skipped a slide. So data storage would be right where you store your application data. So all of this is required for the cloud to work, and all of this is typically, if you look at a provider that has all of the protections in place. It's in a redundant data center, right? So all of these things are there to make it work, and you've got redundant layers. You've got multiple internet service providers that come into the data center that make the cloud work as well as it can. So if one internet service provider were to go down, there would be another provider there to carry the traffic, so enable your businesses to continue to work. Most businesses probably don't care how the cloud works or what makes it what it is, but it's interesting nonetheless, I think. If you've never been to a data center, never been on a data center tour, I would encourage you to take a walk through one if you can. It's really interesting to see how it works, and when you see it in front of you, it really makes you think, wow, this is serious. This is something that I can trust. We all know what cloud computing is, but it's really a metaphor for the internet in a lot of ways. And even on a personal side note, I live in what I like to call an on-demand world. We cut the cord a few years ago, so we no longer have cable TV, and now we subscribe to our own programming that's delivered via the cloud to our TV and other devices at home when we want it, and we only pay for what we want, nothing else. So we get Hulu, we get Netflix, we get all those programs that you get with cloud-delivered services like those. And really, I think you're going to see a lot of other things. We're already seeing it today. A lot of other things deliver this way, right? So some of the providers like HBO and some other programs are providing one-offs of their channels available as sort of on-demand offerings. So there's now larger network players are starting to respond to this on-demand world that I think is really being driven by cloud computing and the cloud world and how it's growing. So in the context of this presentation, how do you get back your 40-hour work week by utilizing the cloud? And that's really what this is about, right? But what does that mean? Really what I think it means is by doing business faster, that's how you get your 40-hour work week back, right? By focusing on these four elements, by improving your security, so your data security, by having better collaboration with your customers, employees, and partners. Three, the use of mobile technologies that the cloud powers, and really, finally, but there's other elements to this as well, but using a customized cloud solution, your desktop application in the cloud, not a generic software as a service offering, for example. All of these elements enables faster business. They enable you to stick to that 40-hour work week theoretically, right? So they improve your back office speed, which frees up time for other tasks. So what would you do if you could have more time working on other things? It would be extremely satisfying and helpful to us if we had more time. So let's go right into the first element here, security. Before moving to the cloud, some of our clients either forget to back up their data in a timely manner, or every few days they move data to a thumb drive or old computer to archive. Sure, this works, but can you scale this process? What if you forget to back up for a few days and have some sort of malware intrusion? You may lose dozens or even hundreds of hours of work. The cloud enables faster business by providing better security with nightly automatic backups. So no need to think about backups any longer. You don't have to consciously think about moving files over to a backup device, an old hard drive or an external hard drive or whatever. We can set up an automatic system, and by default, nightly backups are included in this type of service, where all of your data is backed up. You can even back it up every hour. So really customize what you need. Other security features include encryption of the data while it's sitting in the data center, some other elements there. You can see mirror disk imaging, RAID implementation. So all these other things are really just redundancies in place, the redundant hardware that I talked about before that gives you that peace of mind and truly allows you to think about doing business differently. If you were to lose your data, imagine how that would impact your business and how it could impact your customers. And having this cloud security peace of mind really can make a difference. You know, I like to show this slide because it gives some levity to the issue of cloud security, but it's not a joke, right? So again, what if you lost your data? And I get asked this at trade shows all the time when we go to these industry trade shows. How secure is your cloud? It's a common question, and it's a fair question. It's the first question I would ask my clients if my clients or customers' data was out there in the cloud, right? You know, if Sony and the U.S. government, for example, can be breached, how safe is your data center, Cloud9? And you know, it's a fair question, and I'll get to that to more specifics later on. But it's certainly something to think about. And right now, I think this is a good opportunity to stop and launch a poll, which is on this topic. What are your biggest concerns for moving to the cloud? And I would love it if everyone out there could take a minute to answer this poll question. There's going to be a few others after this, but really trying to get your input on where you see the challenges to go into the cloud. And you know, each company is probably going to have a different opinion, but this is helpful in getting everyone to vote. Thank you so much. It looks like cost is a high concern. Will it work is another concern. Security is less so, but yeah, I mean, will it work? Is it really relevant to our business? I mean, we went to a trade show in Las Vegas for builders. It was the IBS show, National Builder Show, and we had a number of contractors and kind of old school, not what you would think of as cutting edge type companies at the show, coming by and talking to us about, wow, if I could use your cloud technology to help me help my business work collaboratively, excuse me, and more efficiently with my customers and contractors and subcontractors and so forth. Wow, that would really help my business. It would really help me save time and probably streamline my business as well. So really every type of business can benefit from the cloud. So thanks again for voting. I'm going to close that poll. Looks like cost and will it work were the biggest concerns there. So collaboration, it's another element that you know, we believe can help you save time and do business faster. So collaborating with your clients and your clients collaborating with theirs saves tremendous amount of time, as I said. A survey by Frost & Sullivan found that companies which invested in collaboration technology had a 400% return on investment. So using the cloud can really pay off. This is proven. If a company doesn't use a cloud, workers have to send files back and forth over email, meaning only one person can work on a file at a time. That same document has many names and formats as a result. So this is obviously an efficiency issue, but it's also a security problem potentially, right? Sending these files over email, what if one gets lost? That's just, there's got to be a better way. Cloud computing keeps all the files in one central location, and everyone works off of one central copy. Employees can even chat to each other while making changes together. This whole process makes collaboration stronger, which improves efficiency and improves a company's bottom line. Collaboration like this is faster business. This will allow you to work fewer hours or allow you to work more intelligently. The cloud works. Mobility. So Mobility allows one to work anywhere, obviously, right? With Cloud9, one can log into their QuickBooks, Sage, or other business application wherever they are, at home, on the road, the airport, you name it. Get more done during the day. But that doesn't mean working every hour of the day. It means working smarter. The cloud allows the powering of mobile solution to your clients. This saves them time. And save time, saving time obviously saves money. One study found that we looked at that 42% of working adults would give up some of their salary if they could telecommute. And on average, they said they would take as much as a 6% pay cut if they could do that, if they had more flexibility by working mobilely. I think everyone could. And this sort of mobility, again, is really powered by the cloud. And I'm going to take another short poll right now as well and just get an idea of what type of businesses you all have out there. So I'm going to go ahead and launch that right now. And this is the second of 3 polls. I only have one more poll after this, but I'd like to find out who we have on the call, what type of businesses you all are in, and that would help me and help the company marketing tailor these more towards different types of businesses in the future. So thank you so much for voting, and it looks like we've got a number of accounting firms on here and some other types of companies. So if you're an accounting firm, wow, you have time right now. You must be taking a break from the busy tax season. Maybe you're not into tax prep and dealing with tax, but I know about over 60% of our customers are in CPAs and accounting firms, and the feedback we're getting from them is they are busy, busy, busy. So thanks again for voting. Primarily accounting and CPA firms are on the line. And go ahead and close that poll and go on to the next slide here. Thanks again for voting. One of the other and really final points we want to make is the importance of using the custom cloud for your business and how important that is. A generic cloud, frankly, is useless, right? So a software as a service application may be something that companies look at implementing when they are looking at going to the cloud, but it's really a different application altogether than a desktop application. Let's use QuickBooks as an example. So QuickBooks Online is a very good program. It's gotten progressively better over the last year or two, but it still doesn't have a lot of the functionality and features that most accounting firms and small businesses like with versions of QuickBooks Desktop Pro, Premier, Enterprise, Accountants Edition, etc. So until there's that parity with the SaaS delivered, the cloud delivered solution, it's like learning a whole new application, and that's just a non-starter for most small businesses that are already working too many hours and just don't want to go through that training of new software. The cloud needs to be customized to your users' needs. So, the desktop applications, I mentioned that, and the security access they need is also something that you need to make sure is set up correctly. So give particular users on the cloud in your company, your partners, whoever you're working with, you want to work with in the cloud, give them access to a particular file in the cloud. Don't give them access to things they don't necessarily need. So all these things, again, can save time and increase your ability to spend time on other things, and keep it simple for your users, which will improve user experience and will improve their experience with the cloud overall. A personal custom solution, the last bullet here, puts everything you need at your fingertips, saving time again. So there's that time savings point that I keep bringing up over and over again. I can't stress that enough. And I'm going to launch the final poll right now, and then there's a few short slides, a few more slides, excuse me, after this, and then we'll wrap it up. But this is a really simple question, right? Are you on the cloud today? Are you using the cloud for your business? Or are you currently looking into it? And it looks like we got about half and half voting, so thanks so much. Got about 50% yes and 50% no. So again, thanks for voting. I'll let this stay open a few more seconds so I can get everyone to vote. And again, thank you for your time. The vote, it's really helpful. So it looks like it's about half and half. Half of you are on the cloud, and half of you are looking at the cloud. So Cloud9 Real-Time, I talked about it briefly. We build custom virtual servers that really, it's really important that you've got the option for a custom virtual server, because we can put your desktop applications in the cloud. So you can see that graphic there on the right. All those different applications we can put in the cloud, and we have another several hundred that we currently host. So I'm not talking about software as a service applications. Of course, those are already cloud-based. I'm talking about those desktop applications like Sage 50 or Sage 100 or one of the others, Sage applications, or Office Tools Pro, or Concur, or there's just a whole host of applications. So we can host all of those in the cloud, so you don't have to relearn an application. There's no connection managers. It's simply click on the desktop icon, for example, and you're launching an application. So it's connecting to the cloud on the back end. We can even offer powered by Cloud9 solutions, so private labeled. So you could actually offer a solution like Cloud9 to your customers and work as a referral or a reseller partner with Cloud9 if you wanted to deliver a cloud solution to them. And of course, it allows, our cloud solution allows apps to be streamed directly to the PC, so it feels local. And you can access anytime, anywhere with mobile devices, right? So we have an iPhone and iPad app that enable this. So you can use QuickBooks or Sage or whatever application it is on your mobile device. I wouldn't typically use my iPhone, but it is something you could run on, let's say, an iPad or an Android device, a mobile Android device. The cloud, our cloud solution would allow you to do that. We include customizable backup solutions. I mentioned that. Obviously we provide nightly backups, which I talked about, but also hourly backups if you want, and then full soup to nuts service, right? IT maintenance, all the backups, the support, software updates, and everything else. So if you're considering moving to the cloud, what are those things that you should think about? And I've got a list, a few slides here that should help you move to the cloud. Some things to think about. So you got to understand your list of users. Who are they in your company? Are there clients? Are there partners? What are the applications? How much storage space are you going to need? How much data is there out there? How many QuickBooks files do you have? How many Sage data files do you have? What are your major concerns with that data, or what are your major concerns with a particular application? You have to think about those things, and you have to run those by the vendor. We recommend doing a speed test, so speedtest.net is a great resource. It's a website you can go to that can give you real-time internet speeds. It can let you know if a particular user or client, maybe they're remote, a remote user that's in a rural area, they may not have a great internet connection. They probably won't be a great candidate for a cloud solution, because we typically recommend 3 meg download and about half that as an upload speed to give users a good user experience. The system requirements of their local machine is also something you need to think about. We have that on our website, but any Windows 7 or 8 computer is typically fine, or even even a MacBook or an iMac. With the later version, the last couple of years of the Mac OS, are fully supported. One thing to think about when you've got a cloud system, a cloud-delivered software system, the local computer is really not doing much processing because it's all happening in the cloud. It's happening in the data center. So that local computer is really just a dummy terminal in a sense. It's just streaming that data and those applications locally. You have to think about a disaster recovery plan too. Understand the backup plans that the vendor has. Do they have multiple data centers, right? In the case of Cloud9 Real-Time, we've actually got a main data center in San Diego and another large data center in Austin, Texas. And we've got a large presence in both of those, and we have we try to locate the hardware closer to where folks are geographically. So if you're on the West Coast, it's likely you're going to be in our San Diego data center. Your server and data is going to be streaming from there, whereas if you're further east, you're going to be served data from the Austin data center. So you want to make sure you're looking at a provider that's got multiple data centers ideally, and there is failover between them or redundancy between the data centers. So if one data center does go down, the data is replicated to the other data center, and that's really important to understand. And we can do that if that's something you're looking for. Make sure the data centers are SOC 2, SSAE 16 certified. Those are important things to understand. Make sure if you're looking for QuickBooks hosting that you're working with a commercial host or an authorized QuickBooks host. There's a number of hosts out there that aren't certified or authorized, and if you have QuickBooks and you're looking to host it and it's not a certified or commercial host, you could be violating your license agreement, and Intuit may shut that vendor down. They do that every day. There's lots of companies that are doing that, and they're shutting them down. Understand the service level agreements of the vendor. Understand the uptime. I don't think that's on here. It's on the other slide. Uptime for Cloud9 Real-Time is 5.9, so it's 99.999. You want to have a provider that provides that level of service, so there's very little downtime, especially during busy time. Make sure you understand the storage fees for your data. Are there any restricted applications? In the case of Cloud9, we restrict streaming media for certain clients and even virtual server customers. So it's just something that doesn't work well in the environment. So those are just questions you need to ask. Understand any of the fees, like I mentioned. Are multiple monitors supported? We support up to 16 monitors on one workstation. So if you've got 2 or 4, I've never seen more than 4 monitors on a workstation, but if you have that need for multiple monitors, make sure you understand if those are supported in a vendor's environment. Is there mobile device compatibility? We talked about mobility and the importance of mobility, and that's fully supported by Cloud9. We support iPhones. We support Android devices. Make sure if you want full soup to nuts support, you've got a accredited managed service provider, a MSP that's accredited, not a company that just provisions you hardware and then expects you to manage it like let's say a Rackspace or an Amazon Web Services. They're not actually going to provide soup to nuts service that you may be looking for. Couple of these are redundant. Some of these are redundant. So let me just skip through those. And this is really the last slide. We've all been there. It seems like there's too much to get done, and it's difficult to get your head around what needs to get done. You feel like even making a list to prioritize things seems overwhelming. What happens, though, is you end up reacting to what comes up during the day instead of purposeful planning, and that's really what we want to do is do more planning and thoughtful thinking about what we need to do on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis. Computer issues, software updates, problems with the internet, connectivity, often force you to take your eye off the ball. So consider the cloud as a solution to help you get your 40-hour work week back, enable you to do faster business, because at the end of the day, that will enable all of us to be more successful. So I want to thank everyone for their time today. I hope it was helpful. Thanks again for voting in the polling. That's helpful. We use that data to improve our webinars. And the last slide I wanted to show you, we are having a summit in August this summer, and the tracks are there on the screen. If you have any interest in this, you can give us a call at the phone number there or send an email. Send me an email. My email again is driggins, D-R-I-G-G-I-N-S, at cloud9realtime.com. And again, thanks so much for your time. Much appreciated. And check back next week for another webinar. We offer live webinars on our website every week. So again, thanks so much.